Welcome to the Concord Public Library, where a wide range of resources are available to you. In addition to books and magazines, the library has a large collection of music on CD and movies on DVD. Through our webpage, you can access electronic resources such as our online catalog, downloadable audiobooks, and research databases. In addition, the library has many other services such as interlibrary loan and reserves for books that are checked out. Throughout the year, there is informational and recreational program for people of all ages, and the library staff is ready and available to help you access these resources and services. But first, the library staff would like to tell you more.
How to get a library card at Concord Public Library. Adults grades 9 and up who are residents of Concord or Pennacook may obtain a library card for free. A picture ID and proof of legal address is required. A library card will be issued when one of the following is present: a valid New Hampshire driver or non-driver ID with your current legal Concord or Pennacook address, or one of the following: a current ID with your picture and photo, passport or military ID, or an out-of-state driver's license, and a rent receipt with your name and address imprinted, rent contract, lease or mortgage papers, a Concord property tax bill, or a car registration or utility bill. Students in grades 9 and 10 without a valid non-driver ID or New Hampshire driver's license will need to bring a parent with them with sufficient identification present at the time of application to verify the student's address. The student will still need their photo ID as an addition to the parent's ID. A child library card will be issued to a child up through grades 8 and who is a resident of Concord or Pennacook. The child will need to bring their parent or guardian along with their identification to verify the address, and the child just needs to be able to sign their name. If the child's legal address is out of town, but the parent or guardian lives here in Concord, they will also be eligible for a card. If you are a Concord property owner, you live out of town, but you own property here in Concord or Pennacook, you may get a card for you and your family members who live in your household. The library card is free. We just need to have a property tax receipt with your name and your address on it. Students living in Concord while they're attending school may also get a card for the period that they're at school. Businesses renting or owning property or space here in Concord or Pennacook are also eligible for a free card for their business. In all cases, a letter of application from the CEO or head of the department is required. It must be written on letterhead, and a person must be designated within the company as responsible for the card. Those of you who do not live in Concord or Pennacook may purchase a non-resident library card. The annual fee is $100. Semi-annual fee is $55. If you are a senior citizen age 65 or older, the annual fee is $85 and a 6-month fee is $45. We also issue teacher cards. Cards are issued to teachers in Concord Union School District, Pennacook Elementary School, Merrimack Valley Middle School, and to teachers in schools and daycares located in Concord and Pennacook, up through grade 8. A teacher card is valid for children's books and audio materials only, and the loan period is longer. They have their books for 42 days with no renewals. What does a library card do for you? Of course, you can borrow books, but you can also borrow movies on either DVD or VHS, music CDs, and books on CD or tape. Also, you would have access to the internet. We have 13 computers available to cardholders. Each computer also has Microsoft Office. Access to our databases through our website, ConcordPublicLibrary.net. You would be able to have such information in front of you as auto repair, home improvement, ancestry, current news and events, medicine, and many more. We also have access to hundreds of downloadable books. And you can also reserve the latest bestseller, request for purchase a book not yet released or owned by our library, or request a book from another library through interlibrary loan system.
Blood at the Bookies by Simon Brett. Setting, Southern England. Blood at the Bookies is the 9th in the Feathering Mystery series. Carol, a retired home office employee, and her neighbor, Jude, are polar opposites. Carol always follows the rules and does not allow herself any indulgences, whereas Jude, whose surname even Carol does not know, is a fairly secretive free spirit who doesn't think twice about indulging herself in any way. Somehow they seem to find themselves in situations where there is a mystery or a murder to solve. This time, Jude stumbles upon the body of a Polish immigrant after he leaves the local betting shop. No one seems to know the murder victim. Of course, Jude and Carol decide the local constabulary is not pursuing all possible leads and decides to take matters into their own hands. Along the way, Carol finds an unexpected friend, and Jude finds herself involved with a charming and lecherous drama professor. Of course, they'll find out why the victim was murdered and who did it, but the fun is in following their path to the expected satisfactory conclusion. If you like cozy British mysteries and are looking for a new series to try, check out Simon Brett and the Feathering Mysteries. Sherlock Holmes in America, edited by Martin Greenberg. Setting, America, late 1800s and early 1900s. The Sherlock Holmes books by Doyle contain many American characters. In fact, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was an enthusiastic admirer of the United States and made 4 visits to our shores. This volume brings together a collection of new short stories written by contemporary American mystery writers. In these stories, Holmes and Watson solve mysteries in locations from New York and Vermont to Texas and California, and everywhere in between. Among the famous Americans they meet are Theodore Roosevelt, Wyatt Earp, Harry Houdini, and Buffalo Bill Cody. In The Flowers of Utah, Robert Pohl has Holmes and Watson discovering Lucy Ferrier Hope, the wife of Jefferson Hope, the American from Utah who was apprehended in A Study in Scarlet. If you are a Holmes fan and can accept that he has strayed from his Baker Street digs, I'm sure you'll find many stories to enjoy in this volume.
I'm Off Then, Losing and Finding Myself on the Camino de Santiago by Hape Kerkeling. This is a nonfiction work written by a German humorist. The Camino de Santiago, an 800-kilometer or so trek from the French-Spanish border to Santiago, is a traditional 1,200-year-old journey for pilgrims. Thousands of Christians and other travelers make their way from the Pyrenees along the Way of St. James to Santiago de Compostela. The arduous hike passes hundreds of religious and historical sites and is attempted by those in search of spiritual meaning or personal challenge. Most walk, but some bike and others ride donkeys, a truly medieval mode of travel. Hape Kerkeling decided that he will attempt this journey, even though he is not physically prepared for a challenge of this level. He kept a journal and has written this witty, insightful book about his adventures and the many and varied characters he met along the way. Readers who have done long-distance hiking will surely relate to the highs and lows of his many adventures and will gain a greater appreciation of hiking where there are clean beds and tasty food at the end of the day. Only by finishing this humorous travelogue will the reader discover if Hape completed his journey and found answers to his spiritual questions. Born to Run, a hidden tribe, super athletes, and the greatest race the world has never seen. Written by Christopher McDougall. Reclusive Tarahumara Indians, an unusual band of ultra runners, and a dude known as Cabala Blanco all populate this fascinating book by Christopher McDougall. He tells a tale of a 50-mile run through extreme terrain, a tale that begins simply enough with a sore foot. The author comes across an article about great distance running feats of the Tarahumara and sets out to learn more in hopes that he can run without pain. McDougall weaves scientific studies about running with stories about the culture of the Tarahumara Indians, concluding with the climactic 50-mile trail run. Whether you agree or not that humans were born to run, with minimal foot protection no less, you are guaranteed to enjoy this well-written book.
Hola, amigos. That's Spanish for howdy, friends. I'm Bob, spokesbearer for the Concord Public Library, and I'm here to tell you about a very special collection of multicultural materials in our children's room. If your youngins want to learn a new language, we have all kinds of books and CDs and even DVDs to get them started. What languages, you ask? Well, we've got French and German and Spanish, of course. That's where I learned to say hola. We've even got books and CDs to learn Russian and Japanese and, well, a whole bunch of other languages. We've got some bilingual books too. Bilingual. I just learned that word. It means two languages. And we've got bilingual dictionaries, storybooks, comics, graphic novels. But wait, there's more. Maybe you and your cubs want to learn about folks in other countries. We have some great DVDs called Families of the World. Or say you want to try some new recipes or make some crafts or even learn some games from other countries. We've got books on that. We've also got books about holidays and customs around the world. But that's not all. We have more than books about other countries. As you know, the great thing about America is that it's made up of people from all over the world. We've got what they call cultural diversity right here in Concord. So maybe your youngins want to know why a classmate celebrates Cinco de Mayo or Chinese New Year. We have lots of books or even DVDs on such things. What a great way to learn more about the folks in your very own neighborhood. And did you know that the Concord Public Library has a parent-teacher collection? It's right up there in the children's room. Why, there are books on helping your child become bilingual. There's that word again. You parents and teachers can find books on multicultural storytelling and all kinds of learning activities to share with your youngins. You can always call the Concord Public Library or check our website for more information. But better yet, come on in and take a look at our multicultural resources. The world is as close to you as the Concord Public Library. The Houdini Box by Brian Selznick. Ever wish you could pull a rabbit out of a hat? I'd like to introduce you to a new book by Brian Selznick, The Houdini Box. Selznick won the Caldecott Award for the invention of Hugo Cabret. The Houdini Box focuses on 10-year-old Victor, a would-be magician inspired by his hero, Harry Houdini. A chance meeting with the famed magician leads to an invitation to Houdini's home. Sadly, Victor arrives on the day of Houdini's death, but the magician's wife gives Victor a small locked box, the Houdini Box. Expecting to find the secrets of Houdini's magic, Victor discovers initials carved on the box, but they are not HH for Harry Houdini as he expected. The initials, and he assumes the box, belong to someone else. Disappointed, Victor relegates the box to the bottom of his closet without opening it and abandons his dream of becoming a magician. As he grows into adulthood, Victor stores the box in the attic with other relics of his childhood. Through a series of coincidences, Victor learns whose initials are carved on the box and finally discovers the secret of the Houdini Box. In the added material at the end of the story, Selznick freely admits to altering some of the facts of Houdini's life in order to make the story work. But he also offers facts about the magician's life and about the real Houdini Box. Selznick's illustrations are as excellent and evocative as those in The Invention of Hugo Cabret. The author provides young readers with background information on the creation of both the story and the pictures. The Houdini Box is sure to appeal to children interested in magic or in Harry Houdini. Although the plot may be a little too coincidental for some adults, its message about not giving up on your dreams makes the book a worthwhile read for children and adults alike. Inkheart, written by Cornelia Funke and read by Lynn Redgrave. Funke's Inkheart is any true bibliophile's dream come true or one's worst nightmare. This audio version of the novel will delight anyone who likes fantasy, adventure, and a well-told tale. The story begins when a mysterious character named Dustfinger pays an unannounced visit to the home of 12-year-old Maggie and her bookbinder father, Mo. Unknown to Maggie, Mo has the gift, or curse, of being able to bring a book to life, literally. When Maggie was 3, Mo read aloud from a book titled Inkheart and read some of the characters to life, among them Dustfinger, an assortment of unsavory individuals, and a frightful villain, Capricorn. At the same time, he inadvertently read Maggie's mother into the book and out of their lives forever. Dustfinger has been sent to bring Mo to the evil Capricorn, who wants to use Mo's talent for his own dark purposes. The story follows Mo, Maggie, and Mo's aunt Eleanor on an adventure full of danger and suspense as they try to prevent Capricorn from expanding his sinister influence in the modern world. The drama of this story's plot is heightened by Lynn Redgrave's compelling narration. In a story with numerous unique characters, Redgrave convincingly portrays each one as an individual. Like Mo, Redgrave casts a spell through the magic of her reading. Inkheart is a long book, both in print and in this CD version, which lasts 15 hours and 36 minutes. But it is a time well spent, for Lynn Redgrave does indeed bring this story to life. Howdy, friends! Have you been looking for a way to help the little ones in your life become a success when they're old enough to go to school? Or maybe you'd like to read to your little ones, but not sure when to start or even what books to choose? You probably know how important it is for that little one to be around lots of different books, but you just don't have the space or money to buy lots of books? Well, listen up, 'cause we have just what you need to help that young'un get ready to become a reader. I'm Bob, spokesbearer for the Concord Public Library, and I'm here to tell you about our story times. Now, you may not believe it, but our storytime programs begin with the very littlest of young'uns. Our Lapsit program is for babies from newborn to 2 years old. Yes, I said newborns. And if your little one is a bit older, 2 to 3 years old, we have our Toddler Tales story time for them. Both of these programs, Lapsit and Toddler Tales, are one-on-one programs. By that I mean that one adult and one youngster share this special time together. My friends from the children's room lead the group in stories and songs and finger plays specially chosen for each age group. You'll get a whole passel of fun ideas that you can repeat at home, and you'll get a chance to discover the best books for your little one. Lapsit and Toddler Tales run in 6-week sessions. Lapsit on Mondays at 10 o'clock and Toddler Tales on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Ask in the children's room or check the library website for dates. But wait, there's more. Every Wednesday morning at 10, year-round, we have a family story time in the children's room. All ages are invited, and preschool groups are welcome too. Your young'uns will hear great stories and will get a chance to be part of the fun by singing along or joining in on rhymes and finger plays. Now, you're probably wondering how much all this costs. Not one thin dime. These programs are absolutely free. You don't even have to sign up. Just show up on program days. Please call the library or check our website for details. We'll look forward to spending some fun time with you and your little ones.
Closer Still by author Joe Bannister, set in Dimmock, England, present day. When Detective Superintendent Jack Deacon starts to investigate the death of a local gangster, his lover Brody Farrell and her friend Daniel Hood decide to help him. Now, Brody always assumes her help is required even if no one asks her for it. Soon she and Daniel are convinced that there is a much bigger threat to the town of Dimmock than the murderer. When a bomb threat comes in, the townspeople panic, and Brody and Daniel set events in motion that could end in disaster. This mystery has some great twists and interesting characters. I especially like the gruff Jack Deacon character. Hannah's Dream by Diane Hammond. The setting is Bladenham, Washington. Hannah is the only elephant in the Beetleman Zoo, and she's lonely. Hannah is nervous at night and rocks in her shackles until Sam returns in the morning. Samson Brown has been Hannah's keeper for over 40 years, and there's a strong bond between them. He takes her for walks around the zoo, comes back some nights to play movies for her, and brings her cream-filled donuts. Hannah is part of his family. But Hannah's living conditions are run down, and Sam has diabetes. He can't care for her much longer. Lately, Sam has been dreaming a dream, Hannah's dream, of being with other elephants. But how can he get her away from the zoo where she's the star attraction? This is a super book about an elephant with a big personality and the wonderful people who care for her. It will warm your heart.
For more information, call the library or visit our webpage. But I hope that you will plan to visit the library soon, either the Pennacook Library on Merrimack Street in Pennacook or the main library in downtown Concord. There's much for you to use at your library.